John from Ripewave Audio for this August 20th, 2024 edition of Ripewave Connections. We're going to do it a little differently today, try to save some time putting this all together and get this out to you more quickly. So we're going to forego the slides, but we have some comments that had come in over the last day, and particularly on yesterday's Ripewave Connections when we were posing the question, did JBL fail with their new modern audio MA Series? We have Ed writing in again. Glad to see you back. And he's thanking us for the consistent delivery of quality discussions daily. And I hope the lack of slides isn't going to impact your experience too much. He's hoping that we're going to surpass 5,000 in a day. Bring it on. We'd love it. He's referring to now the guy that's been looking for a Sony flagship or considering the AVM 90 or the Denon A1H. He's betting that he's going to select the Anthem, but it is a processor separate. Sony is one of the units he was considering and wanted so badly, but ended up opting for the Denon. The 360 calibration is cool, especially when you don't have an ideal setup, but he feels the limitation with Sony is its screen. He feels it's unacceptable. And some of the sound profiles are limited when it comes to upmixing, especially when your source content isn't as good as it could be, right? So you're really looking for that upmixer to work well. And he felt that Denon was a higher class product, especially with the lack of Dirac in the Sony. You have to go to Denon Marantz for that. And he ends with saying the Denon A1H flagship is so expensive. At that point, you may want to consider separates. So I do enjoy your daily feedback as well. So thanks for staying engaged. And you might be right about that gentleman looking at the AVM 90 as one of his preferred units. And he did come back. Geeks Feeling Good said, yeah, I definitely want the Anthem AVM 90. It's just expensive. Been looking at it for a few months. Want to rebuild the system. Need the money, need to get speakers, need to get amps. That's a lot to take in, right? So looking for it for his Christmas, hoping that Santa will bring him Pearliston, dual Pearliston D212s, really nice subs, and ultimately bring me dual, maybe eventually bring it, maybe not this Christmas, right? And add some Parasound JCM 250 mono power amps. And he's saying that his Sony A95L 77-inch QD OLED 4K TV is so good that it inspired him to create a home theater. And, I think this is right where you can buy one component and it wants you to do more. You get one thing that's good. And it's like, geez, I want the rest of the system to sound that good. Or in his case, let's start building the whole home theater system and do it in the right way. So really appreciate it, that the approach that you're taking. The frugal audio file is coming in. Nice to hear from you again. I know you've popped in on this channel several times. I also hope that your channel is doing well. And he did some checking and found that the RZ50, the Onkyo, is now offered for $800 on accessories for less. That's the lowest price I've seen. And it does include a 1-year manufacturer's warranty. And they're adding on additional 2 years, which can be purchased for $40. So even that total 3 years warranty for $840, I think that's a great deal. It is a factory renewed unit and looking to pick one up. And I do feel, you don't have to be so afraid of factory renewed if it's truly renewed and it's coming to you like a new product and it's carrying that warranty. So I don't know if you're picking it up, but geez, letting our whole audience know that that's available, it's a great option. Now we're coming back to the JBL. Did they fail? And Steven's saying, I don't think they failed with the receivers as much as they failed with the speakers that are intended to go with them. Well, geez, I haven't looked at them. Should I look at those speakers too? I really haven't done a lot with speakers with this channel. But when you have a pairing like this, and they're saying, we're making this simple. And this is something that I scratch my head on advertising for JBL, and they're saying that we've made it easier to hook up the speakers. How much easier can you make them if you're still using a wire? It's not really different in that regard, but I guess what they're saying is the amps are compatible with the speakers, sort of like a self-powered speaker would be. But I don't know. It's to me, it's a little bit of marketing to say that we're making it easier to configure because the speakers are designed to work with the amplifier, or in this case, the receiver. I would be interested in trying it out. This person saying they have failed because they should have put on the RCA unbalanced outputs on all channels, so you could hook up an external amp if you wanted to. And also make it a 7.1.4. So on the make a flagship here that actually has 2 rows of heights and not just one like the MA 9100 HP does. So he's concerned. You're looking for one more tier of product. Now here we're switching off to another video, the Denon X6800H versus the Marantz Cinema 30 video that we did. Just the differences. What are the differences between these two products, the Marantz versus the Denon? And he's asking, why does those units have a crossover and a low pass filter setting? And how would you set them both? It's a little confusing, and I agree, it can be confusing. The crossover value is the lowest frequency that will be sent to each speaker. Frequencies below that will only be directed to the subwoofer. But the low pass filter, or LPF, is when you set those speakers to full range. And when you do that, you'll still have the full range going to that speaker. But at the LPF value, frequencies below that will also be sent to the subwoofer. So you get this double bass type function where both, let's say you did it for your main front speakers, they will be playing down as low as they can, but so will the subwoofer. So you get it double versus the crossover. It gets cut off truly at those front speakers and only going to the subs at that crossover value. So I hope that helps. Geek's feeling good. He says, hooray, I made the news. He feels that some indecision, some budget constraints, you really have to pace yourself. And I've done the same thing here. He's bringing up the fact that groceries are getting expensive, right? So just the basic living expenses are going up, and it really makes it hard to move forward with this hobby. So it slows things down. It took me a couple decades to get my home theater where it is today. So be patient. And the worst thing that could happen is you overspend and now you're putting yourself into a challenging position. It's good that people aim to go forward, but let's do this carefully. Now we got a discussion going on about trims. Dan is looking for trims post-calibration, post-setup, and they want to be able to like raise the surrounds or bring them down, raise the front dialogue or back it off, raise the subs, because the content can be different. And I think we started this conversation earlier. James is jumping in and say, hey, you can adjust the difference and the speaker levels and all that, the crossovers. That might just be for the configuration setup. We're talking about during playback, runtime of this. So here's what I've done. Last night, I ordered an MA 9100 HP. It's coming here from Best Buy. I should get it Thursday, and we'll check this out. So this should have a superset of all the features the lower models have. So we'll keep you posted on how this works out. We're going to give it a try. This gentleman's saying, I really want a Denon X3800, the beast, and he can get it for $999. He might just pull the trigger. And I said, it looks like Denon and Onkyo are kind of battling each other, matching prices. So I think this is a nice, healthy competition. So thank you for sharing that, also that price going to become more competitive even for the 3800. Jason writing in, love the series. Well, thank you. It's now a daily stop in my morning browsing with coffee. Well, you might like the Cheap Audio Man too. He loves his coffee as well. Dylan writing in, these are at Best Buy in store. Thank you for letting me know. Yep, got it. You can get it in store, but you can also have that shipped directly to your house. And it looks like they're giving me free shipping as well. Of course, I have to pay my sales tax. But other than that, okay. And coming back, somebody else is writing in, looking forward to the review. What model did I get? Well, it was the MA 9100 HP, the top of the line model. And this gentleman coming in after looking at some of the Pioneer reviews that we did with the flagship, the VSX LX805, saying there's a great history lesson in that. Thank you. Well, we're glad you got a good flashback on it, and kind of giving the thumbs up, I guess, on Pioneer. And I say the brand lives on. There was a period there we didn't know what's going to happen to Pioneer, Onkyo, Integra. And there's rumors that they could be sold again. We'll see. Another thing that Cheap Audio Man did, I do listen to other YouTube content providers. I think they have a lot to share, and I think you should listen to others as well. Get that full picture. So Cheap Audio Man did this video recently talking about these large corporations struggling with home audio, home theater. So Massimo not doing well, Sonos not doing well. Check out his video. I think he has a great presentation on it. So what is the future for Onkyo, Integra, Pioneer? Well, it's a rumor right now that they could be sold. I think Apple is eyeing to get into this market and getting this technology. So are they a potential buyer? Let's stay tuned. So what are your thoughts here? Do you have more to tack on here? Like to see you here every day. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It costs nothing to hit that bell notification so you're informed when the next video is posted. And if you see products pop up while you're watching these, those are affiliate links, and we get a small commission, but it doesn't cost you any more to buy those products. Of course, there's that thanks button. If you want to throw $1 in the hat or even a little more, that helps our channel. Really appreciate it. So, and get those subscriptions up. That's what's really going to help us, and it doesn't cost you anything, and you're going to keep yourself informed. So until we can meet again, keep evolving your audio experience.